Hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are again in another episode of Guitar Chat number 41. I just can't believe this because I just realized, like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, that today it's our first anniversary as a show, as your YouTube show or your Facebook show, whenever you're seeing us from. So this is our first birthday. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy that we've been doing this for a year already. And I just can't believe it's been so fast and we've had so many incredible guests and people, talking about, of course, about music, about guitars, about life in general, as I always say. And we've been learning from all of them throughout all their experiences and, the stories that they tell us. And I couldn't be happier with that because, this is all about building this community and being here together, learning from each other, and just sharing what we love the most, which is guitars in my case, music, of course, and well, gear, songs, bands, musicians, everything. So, since I'm so happy, and this is not, it's, I mean, we usually do this. So I always wanna tell you about the giveaway that we do every program. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so because that way you can enter in our giveaway. Also on Facebook, you have to hit like to our page. If you do that and you leave a comment in our live stream, you're gonna be eligible to enter in our giveaway. Every program we give away one BT1, one Brits for you. So it's pretty easy. I mean, there's just two things you have to do, and I mean, just takes, I don't know, maybe less than 1 calorie doing this, a couple of times. So it's nothing very hard. So the winner from last week is Mr. Pepe Blanca. Congratulations, felicidades, Pepe. That's for you. Okay, so it's gonna go to your house. We're gonna get in touch with you. We're gonna give you your Vega Trend, which is very very nice. Also, besides the giveaway, we have a discount code that I'm gonna say later during the interview with today's guests. With that discount code, you can go to our website and buy a VT1 for a nice discount. Maybe you want to buy more than one. Maybe you want to buy 5, 4, 10, whatever. You can use it as well. So there's not a problem with that. So yeah, first guitar chat, first birthday. And I forgot to tell you, although you probably know already, Guitar Chats brought to you by Vegatrend, the best tremolo systems in the world for sure. So without further ado, let me talk about today's guest. This week on Guitar Chat, we have a rising star in the guitar community. Born in 1990 in Caracas, Venezuela, Tracy Lambertucci began playing guitar at age 15 and started performing at 16. After studying with some of the best jazz artists in her country, she moved to LA where she graduated from Musicians Institute with honors in performance and with minor in audio engineering. Tracy, ever since, has been an active touring artist, playing with many renowned performers, and has been featured in radio, TV shows such as Rolling Stone, Billboard, and many others. So, welcome, Tracy. How are you doing today?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm very happy to have you in the show, and very happy to have you in our first birthday as a show.
I
What do
know
you think about that?
it is a very special one today. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. Likewise, it's very nice. I mean, we are growing little by little. Having more artists like yourself, and getting more people to know this show. And I just can't believe we've been doing it
For a
already
year.
for 1 year, and it's and it's been very 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 fun. Because each time we learn something new. Throughout the experiences that we're getting from all of you guys. So I'm very very happy, and yeah, we want to get to know you a little better. That's why we invited you
Thank
today.
you.
So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you start playing? The beginnings.
The
Let's talk
beginning.
about that. Yeah.
So me and my brother, we started back home in Venezuela, and it was just as a hobby. We found my dad's old acoustic, like nylon acoustic guitar,
Okay.
and we took lessons in like the small like music school. And for the first like 2 to 3 years, it was just a hobby. Like the music scene in Venezuela back then, it wasn't too big, and it's still not very big. So it was never considered like an option for us to go and do it professionally, right? So
Okay.
we went to college, and after like 2 years of studying engineering, we both dropped out. We're like, oh, we don't want to do this. We didn't.
So you guys both were starting engineer?
Yeah, so I did electronic engineering, and my
Okay.
brother, I think he did mechanic engineering, if I'm correct. But we both did. He did a year, and I did two. So
Okay.
we didn't get too deep in it, but deep enough that we're like, oh, I don't want to do this as a living.
Yeah, just enough to realize that it wasn't your path, right? Probably.
Yeah, I love math and like all these classes. It was really fun, but like not like to pursue that on a daily basis.
Uh-huh. I see. I see. So, did you guys have, besides your brother, did you guys grow up in a musical family at all, or not really?
No, not at all. Actually, we're the first generation of musicians in my family. My mom has always like been, that those moms that tell you, hey, it doesn't matter what you decide to do. If
Okay.
it's shoemaking, whatever it makes you happy, just pursue it because you're gonna be good at it, right? If you're passionate about it. So
Uh-huh.
she has always been like, even when we told her, hey, we wanna go to LA and be musicians, she was always there supporting us. And her and my uncle have been amazing at it.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
basically, we have a very supportive family.
That's pretty nice. I mean, when you can find that support from your family, everything all of a sudden is easier, right?
Exactly, yeah, because the move, like, even Venezuela is a little far away, like it's not like we're like moving states or anything like that. It was a really big move for us, but having them supported us, and my mom came and stayed the first like almost the first quarter at MI
Okay.
with us, so like she helped us. We didn't know how to do laundry, like, we were so little. Like, this is how you grocery shop. This is how you manage your credit cards. Like
Oh,
she helped
wow.
like launch us into like this like more adulthood, like kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like.
yeah. So let me ask you something. So when you guys moved to LA, how old were you then?
I was 20. My
20.
brother was 19. He's a year older, younger.
So
So
both
yeah.
of you went together to
Yes.
new life, completely new life, and
Yeah, it's crazy
for a
because
new
like,
adventure, right?
yeah, we're both very similar. Like we're different in personalities a little bit, but we have the same like mutual interests, like the same favorite bands and like genre of music. So we share a lot of that. And it was very fortunate for both of us that we both wanted to be musicians. He's an amazing bass player. So yeah,
Ooh.
super, super, super talented. So I'm just very grateful they were in the same path because I don't feel super alone,
Yeah.
especially moving to
S-
a new
s-
country.
So I guess you guys get to jam together a lot, right?
We do. Last night's gig was with him. He was playing
Oh,
bass.
so you were playing with them as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's good. Like it's like that's our band. It's like our family band. So like we play with our best friends. So it is a very fun gig. They're usually very fun, but like when you play with people you love,
Oh
it's like wow,
yeah.
another level.
And you can tell on the music as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it makes everything just more enjoyable.
And more organic and more like yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. And I guess I don't know if do you feel something special when you're playing with your brother in terms of since you both are family, you understand each other better?
You
Does that
it's
work like that or not?
it is it feels
Okay.
like, especially with that band, like it feels like I'm playing with my family, like all of them, like our singer, our drummer. I have known our drummer for 11 years, so like all of them are like family. Like when I play with my brother, it's like I know that he's a bass player, so I know he has my back. Whatever happens, he's like, I have him there. It's wonderful. I really love playing with them.
Yeah, 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 that's pretty cool. But what happens when I mean, because of course in between family, sometimes there's fights and things like that. So what happens when you guys have a not so good day? What's happening there?
Well, we have gotten better. When we were younger, we were definitely having more like heated, like arguments, but like
Okay.
now that we're a little older, like we're better at community. We actually had a disagreement about a band related issue like a month ago. We had to fire our drummer. So,
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
that's always tough, right?
it was tough, but we managed. Like we talked about it. We like, thankfully, we have good communication. So like, I think we outgrew like the heated arguments. Like I'm pulling his hair and he's pulling mine. Like, that doesn't happen anymore.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean that's something you have to live with, of course. Okay, so let me ask you. So, how was uh, the whole getting into MI and that whole process coming from Venezuela? I know because I mean, I was telling you before. I know since you know already. There's a lot of talented musicians in your country. There's a
Oh,
lot of them. I know the level is incredible. So
crazy.
yeah, it's very it's a pretty serious country for
Oh
musicians.
yeah.
Not only for Latin music because they know their jazz, they know their rock and roll, they know all that stuff.
It's amazing.
And so it was it a big difference when you moved to LA compared to the musicians that you knew in Venezuela?
Um, Not in terms of talent because they are one of the best musicians I've ever met have been from there. Some of them are still my teachers. So
Okay.
like the level is crazy, like especially in Latin music. Like there, like you said, there's many different genres, but Latin music over there is huge. The talent of it is
Oh
fantastic.
yeah.
But coming here, it's just like it was like exponentially bigger because like our country is a small country, right? And imagine like our community is pretty small. So once you know the musicians, you kind of know all of them in a sort of.
Yes, that's right.
But here is like even though it still feels like a small world, when we got here, like it was exponentially bigger.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, meeting like especially LA, like coming here, like there's so many crazy talented musicians from all over the world. So it's still intimidating to this day, you know.
Oh
You go
wow.
to an audition to a gig and you never know who you're gonna be playing with or like the level of talent. Sometimes it makes me feel very small. I need to like, okay, you're good, but it can be very intimidating for sure.
Yeah. But do you feel like a local already, or do you still feel like you don't belong there or something like that? How is the like the community, like taking you in?
I do feel like LA is my home. I have been here. This year is gonna be 11 years, so I have been here for a while. But I moved like I think after 6 years after graduating in I got a touring gig and I moved to Nashville for
Oh,
work.
okay.
So I was gone for a year and I traveled all over. I was very, very grateful for that experience. But when it was the time to like, okay, what do I do now? I came back to LA. I don't think
Oh,
there's any other state as California in terms of like, as a foreign,
uh-huh.
I never felt welcome in Nashville. That's why
Understand.
after my tour ended, I'm like, I can't stay there. I just
Yeah.
felt very like what you're saying, like I felt very like foreign, like I don't fit here. It wasn't my environment, but like LA is so welcoming. I think you
Uh-huh.
have been here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I mean, aside from the wonderful weather, and the
that's
light,
great.
it's amazing. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very nice. I mean, I've been only visiting, for short periods of time, but I really like it as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so many people from all over. So like I felt at home. Like, oh, I'm not the only foreign here. Like I felt in Nashville is very like American, like a community.
Yes.
I did feel more foreign there, but here no. Like the musicians and everybody, usually they're very supportive.
Okay.
Like whenever I have met people that are either they have been playing for longer or they're like at higher level, they are very supportive and like, encouraging, you
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh. Well, it's pretty cool, that of course LA, California in general, it's a melting pot, right? I mean, you can find people from all over the world, and it's a very that's something that I really love about it, because since everyone's a foreigner, no
Yeah,
one's a foreigner, right? It's a
exactly. No one, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But for instance, I remember when I was in Austin, Texas, that I spent 7 years there. Uh, Even though it was a lot more like American community, there was a lot of inclusiveness among the musical community. The music scene, and I always loved it. Even though probably I never felt really like a local, but it was. I mean, I was starting to feel that I was belonging there little by little. So I know the struggle. I know it can be pretty hard sometimes.
It can take time. Like the first year, I wanted to go back home. I was so homesick, and
Yeah.
it definitely takes a while. But I think it also like if you have a good community of friends, like
Uh-huh.
our friends are so wonderful, right? And we have known them for 10 years. So like I met them when we got here, and then
Okay.
they have stayed friends for 11 years with us. So if we feel like we have a family community here more than friends, like they're like our little family. So that
Well,
helps us.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool because that also happens when you're outside, when you're not in your home country. The friends that you make there, they become your
They
family,
become family, exactly. Yeah.
and that's very beautiful. That's very nice. Well, tell me a little bit about Musicians Institute, about MI, because uh, I'm curious as to who were your teachers there. Did you meet a lot of like guitar heroes, celebrities, things like that?
Yes, I did. MI has been the best thing I have ever done in my life. Going not only because it's an amazing school and then the teachers are touring musicians, right? Like I got to play, like to study from people that are like, were doing what I was aspiring to do. So
Uh-huh.
that was like super motivated at the time. But the biggest thing about being in LA is this place there, everybody comes here. We got to meet Frank Gambale. Like I had
Oh.
a lesson with Paul Gilbert. I love Paul Gilbert.
Oof.
You
Yeah.
know, like we got to see Petrucci is like my biggest influence. Like I love John Petrucci, so like I got to see it. It was a lot of that. Like the classes were not like only amazing, but you got to see this whole world, right?
Yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
from a small country, I was like, whoa, Paul Gilbert is here. Gambale is doing a clinic. It's
Yeah.
amazing. MI is it's a fantastic school. I
Uh,
definitely recommend it, especially if you're foreign. It's a wonderful place to come study music. It's
and
amazing.
it's right in the center of.
Hollywood, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's amazing. It's pretty nice. I saw it from. I was walking down the street, and I
You
just
saw
stumbled upon it. I didn't have any idea that it was there. And I just saw it there, and I was like, wow, look where look what's there. It was amazing. It was pretty nice, and I'm pretty sure like people like Paul Gilbert. He seems like a pretty nice dude, right?
Oh my God, he was amazing. I remember that was the first year we were at MI. I think the first quarter, and they gave tickets to see who would like. It was like a raffle to get lessons from Paul, but
Okay.
everybody that entered got the lesson. MI is
Oh,
amazing.
okay.
You're like, okay, we're gonna raffle it, but everybody ended up that signed up ended up getting the lesson with him, and it was
Nice.
amazing just being one on one with him and just asking him questions. Like I was so like interested about like how he got to be so skilled, right?
Yeah.
And I remember he told me like he never had like a steady, like a very organized practice schedule, that
Okay.
I was like, oh, to get to that level, you need to be more structured. He was like,
Yes.
I pick up my guitar and then I play whatever lick I'm doing until it's great. And then I move on. And I was like, wow, that's
Wow.
a different approach from other players that I have heard.
I
But he's
mean,
fantastic, yeah.
yeah, he has the one of the most flawless techniques ever,
Um,
right? It's
it's
just
amazing.
insane. And also another thing that really catches my attention when I see him, I mean, he's a very tall guy, of course, he's very tall, but he wears the guitar super low. I just can't I just can't understand how a guy like him can play like that, with such an
Yeah,
amazing technique. It's pretty
exactly.
nice. It's
It
really
is.
incredible.
I always wear my guitar really high. I don't know, like I know it's for a different genre. Usually when they have it lower, Paul is an exception for sure. Because
Yeah,
like I think Petrucci, like he has his guitar so
like
high,
this. Yeah.
he's comfortable, right? Like or like
Yeah.
more. yeah, setup.
It's pretty cool. So I guess when you're around so many gifted and amazing musicians, you feel more inspired, right? To pick up the guitar, to practice more, to go to the next level. Does that happen to you very often, being there?
Yeah, actually, something funny happened. Like around 2017, I was a little burned out because I was gigging a lot, right? I don't know if you
Okay.
have had that before when you feel a little burnout. So like I was talking
Yes.
to my brother, I'm like, oh man, like I haven't felt like excited to go do a show for a while, and he got me the most amazing present. He got me the to go like a ticket to go to John Petrucci's Guitar World in New York.
Oh, okay.
And he told me like, hey, you need to go and like feel inspired about music, right? Because he's my favorite guitar player. And
Okay.
I went there, and it literally like like I felt inspired to like come back home and like get better. I started practicing again, which I wasn't doing because I was like not motivated to do it. So definitely when I feel like low, like I don't feel too creative or anything, going to a show, go and see your favorite band. Wow, that's like it's like
Yeah.
exciting, right? It's like Christmas morning somehow.
Yeah, that pumps you for sure. It makes you, put the recharge all the batteries and everything, to
Exactly. Yeah.
so you can gain the strength again
To
to
keep
practice
going.
again. So you just told me who your favorite guitar player is, John Petrucci. Can you tell me some more influences that you have? So who are your main influences?
So I love Guthrie Govan. I love John Mayer.
Oh yeah, of course.
Satriani growing up was I he was one of my favorite guitar players too.
Uh-huh.
Right now I love Matteo Sasato. You probably have heard of him.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like
of course. Yeah, I love him. He's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah,
He's one of the best guitar players
in
in
the world.
in the
Yeah.
world for sure. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm very happy about that because I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the whole Instagram movement, I know you're part of it. Uh, it's creating like a new style of playing guitar, or at least it's new for me. Maybe I'm too old now, but the thing is it's creating like a new kind of playing, that I see in people like him. Probably he's one of the biggest exponents of that, but I've seen many other players that go through that path a little bit, in terms of they're very melodic, and I don't know, it's very special. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
I do, especially I don't know if you heard that story, but he was because like he went to MI too, right? I met him when he was there, and he
Okay.
was a beast already. But he was starting like that moment. I don't think Instagram was that big, like 10 years ago, or
Okay.
maybe less than that. But when he started it, his peers would call him a bedroom guitar player, right? Because
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
he was doing just videos and stuff. And then he told a story like how he was featured in Forbes magazine.
Okay.
Like he has reached like huge amounts of level of success, but he never let because like social media has amazing reach, right? But it also comes with a lot of negativity sometimes.
Oh yes.
And he had that, right? Like people were mocking him for making videos like, oh, you're just sitting in your bedroom playing noodles or whatever. And
Yeah.
look where he's now, right? He definitely started that movement because like you said, I have seen other people that have started with that. What kind of style would that be? It's like very like melodic, chord melody kind of like approach to it, right?
Well, when people talk about neo soul guitar,
Neo soul. Yes.
that's
That's
right. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's
yeah.
all those amazing bedroom guitar players, because of course, I mean, you can, in kind of a derogatory term. I couldn't pronounce the word. Sorry about that. But sometimes they say that, like bedroom players, but
Yeah.
I mean, some kids are doing amazing music right now. I think we're
Exactly.
living the best moment in the story of electric guitar. Period.
Oh, it's insane. The amount of talent right now, it's yeah, absolutely crazy. I agree.
Also, we discovered you through Instagram as well. So that's another another amazing talent that we discovered, through Instagram. Just scrolling, and some, one day you just popped out in our feed, and you were there, and we were like, okay, so we have to talk to this girl. Yeah,
Yeah, like I know some people are very. So I know I have friends that are against social media. My brother is actually, he hates social media altogether. He's a
okay,
fantastic player, right? But he doesn't want to be like into that world. But social media has changed my career for the better. Like
right.
just this week alone, like I have got two huge auditions because like people found me through my videos, and I was like, whoa, like this is stuff that I would have never found.
Uh-huh.
Like it would have been harder to find in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I love it. I really enjoy doing it. So like, it
But
brings.
but how do you deal with it? Because I mean, sometimes it can be very brutal, very very hard. Just trying to keep up with everything, with just trying to post content and things like that. Is it very hard for you or not really?
It is right now. Like, so I'm working around like with gigs. I play a lot live. That's like the
Okay.
90% of what I do, and then I teach, and I've been teaching a lot. So
Okay.
like I have left Sunday off so I can record the content for the week. But then it makes you, I need to see it as a work thing. Like, okay, on Sunday, that's my day where I shoot all my videos and I get everything ready, because during the week it's impossible. Last night I was out all day playing. Like if I try to do it any other way, it wouldn't work. So like
Uh-huh.
for me to like see it like, oh, I'm doing this as a work related
Okay.
thing, and
Yes.
see it that instead of more like a more casual thing, it has helped me a lot to stay consistent, right? Because like that's with anything, like whatever you do, you want to stay consistent to see it grow
That's
and
right.
like get better at it. So like I am very happy I'm doing it, because for a while I was in it and I will not do it for a few months and like do a little bit and then not do more. But it doesn't work. You need to stay consistent at what you do.
Yeah, and it's cool because it also helps you create this discipline that you need to have as a musician and as a
Exactly.
successful musician, especially, because I've seen many very gifted musicians throw away their credit because of lacking of discipline, and
Exactly.
that's very important. So it's good that you have like a very tight schedule, right? The day that you decide to create all the content, and probably later on you post it online during the week, right?
Yeah, that's what I do. It helps me, and it eases my mind, because like when I start Monday, I go back to gigs and teaching, right? So like I
Okay.
know like, okay, I have everything that I need for my social media and I just upload it. So I don't
Hmm.
have to worry about that, because already gigs are super fun, but they're stressful, right? Like you're traveling or like you're going to rehearsals, and there's just so much other stuff I need to take care of during the week that it's like, oh, I need a little bit of peace of mind if I'm gonna do it full in.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't you also use it as a study journal, some kind of? I mean, what I'm trying to say is that, for instance, every time I post something, it's like a little Paul Gilbert style. No, not with his chops, of course, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm working on a lick or whatever, on a line or solo or whatever, and when I think I got it, I record it, I post it online, and then I go to another thing, so that way I look back, like a post that I posted like 3 months ago, and I'm like, oh, this phrase was cool, let me go back to it. Do you do that sometimes or not?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I started social media as a way for force me to like stay steady with my practice,
Okay. Yeah.
um and it helps. Like I see, because I like to record music that I love, right? And the music I love, progressive rock and fusion. So
Okay.
I like this genre of music is not too easy. And then
Yeah.
knowing like, oh, for example, the other day I was recording Polyphia. Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah. Oh, I love him.
They're
Yes.
amazing,
Yes.
right? And I'm
King
like, I love
Handsome.
the song Lit. I'm like, oh, I need want to play it, but like I need to learn how to play it. So like social media has helped me. Like, okay, when I pick songs, it helps me learn more technique stuff. It helps me improve my guitar playing by me forcing myself to like step up and learn stuff that are a little bit out of my comfort zone. You know.
Yes.
So
Uh-huh.
it's started as that. It's just like I wanted to track my progress and look back and like, oh, my videos got better. I got better at playing, at soloing and rhythm, and that's why I haven't deleted the old videos because I have improved.
No, no, no. I mean, that I think that's cool. I think uh, e- everybody should be proud of their journey. Because I mean, it's like you're not competing against anybody. It's just against yourself.
Exactly.
And I think it's pretty. It's beautiful when you can see the evolution of your own playing. And have that as a like an old picture book. That you can look at sometimes, and it's like, oh, look, that's me 3 years ago. I couldn't play this sweet picking lick that I now can play, right? I think it's nice.
I know. I love that. That's like my favorite thing about it. It's seeing myself get better, right? Because like what you say, like we're not competing. Although you are, when you're being off for a gig or something, there's usually multiple people that are behind it. Like
Uh-huh.
what is going to stand out is like you trying to be the best you are, not trying to like outplay. I never see it as like outplaying the other guys. Like you need
Yeah.
to be able to offer something that is unique in somehow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, I like it. I still keep it as a little journal. Like
That's right. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
me
giving
too.
it away.
Well, and it also, it also helps you to build a good reputation, to get your name out there all the way to Spain, for instance, which is I think it's
It
pretty
does
nice.
work. The reach out of social media is insane, though. A lot of like the most amazing gigs I have had has been because of social media. Because like, oh, this band or this artist or this company or this commercial, whatever it is, like saw me through that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let me ask you also, what's your take? What do you think about being a female guitar player? Do you think it's sometimes a handicap? Some people are gonna like see you with the stereotype, or some other times it's gonna be an advantage for you. What do you think about that? How has it been for you so far?
So I think it's a little bit of both. Uh, there's definitely some negativity, right? Like, especially
Yes.
when you put a video and then it reaches a lot of people, there's always
Uh-huh.
going to be,
Yeah.
whatever comments or whatever. But it can be used to be female. I'm not going to lie, it has its perks, right?
Of
I
course.
have been getting a lot of big gigs because like they want just female band, which is now more trendy. Like some big artists just have all female bands now, like
Okay.
especially women fronted
Yeah.
art. So
Uh-huh.
it is, in some way it is an advantage, I think.
Yeah.
But I have always struggled with it because like you don't want to get a gig just because you're a woman, right?
That's
Like,
right. That's
yeah,
right. Hmm.
yeah, no, you want to make sure that when you're getting a gig is because of your talent, not because like, oh, I'm wearing a dress. But it has both. On social media, I have seen a lot of people that I saw it. I posted this Dire Straits video on TikTok. It got really big, right? And
Okay.
there was this one comment that I still remember. This guy in all caps texted
Yeah.
me like, "Oh, you're never gonna be better than any man. Stop playing guitar." And I was like, what did I do to you? My boyfriend saw it and we were both like, why are you so angry, right? Like, I'm not trying to be better than Mark or anybody.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Dire Straits. I'm just sharing like the music that I love. And if you
Uh-huh.
love it, that's great. We're music buddies. But like,
Yes.
there's some negativity that comes with it. You need to learn how to live with it. There's
Uh-huh.
always gonna be haters. You need to mute them and then just keep pushing.
That's right. I mean, this is something that anybody who does something like artistic related, it's gonna encounter sooner or later, because you're gonna get criticism no matter what, no matter how great you are.
Exactly.
It's gonna happen, and especially if you're successful, the more successful you are, the more haters you're gonna have, right?
Yeah, that is the true thing. I always like every time that I see stuff like that, I remind myself like, oh, my favorite guitar player. Some people call him a robot, right? Some people say that John Petrucci is a machine in a bad way, and I'm
Yeah.
like, like he's an extremely, extremely accomplished guitar player, one of the biggest in the world. It's like If he
Yeah.
can do it, then a little girl like me can do it too, you know.
Well, but that's pretty old. That's pretty old. That's the same old story that everybody says when they see someone shredding and playing super fast and being very accurate technically. And it's like, where's the soul, man? Where's the soul? And it's like, I mean, the soul's right there. The problem is that you don't see it because you just don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. That happens. That happens very often.
I know,
It's
and it's like crazy. Like people, it's like what you said. The bigger you get, the more people are gonna criticize, right? But my mom always tells me like, hey, people that criticize you are never doing more than you are, right?
that's
You
right.
never hear people that are successful talking bad about others or like bringing people down. You're never gonna encounter like whenever I see that in gigs and stuff, I'm like, I step away. I'm like, nah, I don't want any part of that. It's just
That's right. Yes, I mean, it's not good for anybody. It's not good
no,
for you, for your well-being, your personal well-being, and also it doesn't say anything good about you if you talk. If
exactly.
right,
Yeah.
it's like it's better if you just play, and let your playing do the talking, right?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. I agree.
It's awesome. Okay, let me ask you about your gigs. You just told me earlier that you were playing last night. So you play very often, and what are the bands you're playing with? Tell me a little bit about that and what kind of music.
A little bit of everything right now. I'm playing from like just like a rock band to like country.
Okay,
I'm in a few, several corporate bands
okay,
right now. I'm playing with two original artists, and I have my own project. So like I am that's like the 90% of what I'm doing. It's just gigging, but I'm trying to like see long term. I don't know if you had that because you tour a lot. I'm
hmm,
trying to like see like long term, right?
yes.
Because right now traveling and playing is really fun, but like I'm just trying to see what the future should be. I don't know if I want to keep like just playing live until like I'm 60, or if I should like go some like if I should move into like a different area. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, the thing is, with the good thing about being a musician is that there's a lot of hats to wear. You can be
Exactly.
a touring musician for a while. You can do teaching. You can do sessions as well.
Mhm.
You can do social media right now, which is cool as well.
It's crazy.
So
You can make money out of it. That's like to me, it was a big surprise. I was like, whoa.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome. But how's the musical? I mean, the touring scene. I don't know if there's such a thing as a touring scene in California. Do you travel all over the state or out of the state even? I mean, you
Yeah.
told me before that you were in Nashville for a while, but is that something that you usually do?
I used to do it more. So like I did like almost 2 years of touring, and I was a little burnout. It affected me my health a little bit. Yeah, I'm vegan, so like it was just
Oh,
pretty hard for me to eat on the
yes,
road. I remember like being in like Kentucky, and like I couldn't find anything that didn't have dairy. Even the salads were like, oh no, we have like a dressing that has like milk and stuff. So
yeah,
like in that sense, it was harder. When I came back, like my health was like not in the best shape, you know.
yes,
So I used to do it more. I'm trying to not go out of town that much for not that long.
uh
Like I
huh.
do a lot of one off, so like I get called to go anywhere and then I fly and come back 1 or 2 days later. So I like that more than being gone for like 6, 7. When I did it, it was almost a year, so it was a long time to be away. Yeah, it's fun. It was fun, but
Yeah, no, no,
it's
no,
like
but people don't realize how hard it is to be
very
to be
tough.
on tour because it's pretty intense. Because for instance, eating on the road it's already bad enough.
Exactly. Yeah, and like you're stressed, right? Traveling, and I would always get sick every time we landed. Like I would always feel like I had a cold.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. My immune system is not. It wasn't great. It's better now, but definitely was.
That's the thing. I mean, because the problem is that you don't eat well, you don't sleep well, you don't rest. Mentally, it's pretty
You're stressed.
demanding as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very complicated to to have a normal life when while you're on the road. It's a but sometimes you really need to work hard to do it. I remember when I was on tour, some of the guys would go to the hit the gym in a day off, or maybe the day of the gig,
In the
go in
morning.
the morning, and I would join them sometimes, and that felt good, because it was like a little part of your normal life, while you're doing the tour. And those little things you need to keep doing them,
Yeah,
in order
exactly.
to, right, to stay
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I used to do that. Go either the gym or at least I would run because that
Uh-huh.
one like was like a good. Because sometimes like depending on where we were, like the gym was not. If you're in the middle of the country, like the gym is not super accessible. Like
Yeah, that's right.
so at least for a run. So I would like okay, but definitely like for me was the health part of it. Like just long term didn't
Uh,
feel too healthy. And like
yeah,
at that time I was single, so it was super fun. But now I'm
yeah.
like in a relationship, so it's like I don't know. Not seeing my boyfriend for that long doesn't seem too fun. you know? But
Yeah, that's another problem, like trying to, like, for instance, if you have family or something like that, it's even harder, it's
yeah, definitely. Like yeah, I always put my hat like for people that have families and kids and they're still touring. That is amazing. Like how they're managing to work that out. It's
yeah.
yeah. I love to do like festivals and stuff. Mostly when they're one off. I'm like, oh, this is great. You're playing for a lot of people, but then I get to be home in like 2 days. It's like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So let me ask you also. I wanna ask you about gear a little bit. I don't know if you're very into gear or not, or you just use, because every time I see you playing, you normally always use this red Strat that you have.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Okay, that's
Have
your
other
number one.
ones. That's my number one. It
Okay,
just feels like when I'm playing, it feels like I don't like as an extension. Like it just feels smooth. I have an Ash too that is like a super strat, and I
okay,
love it. And it's like 3 times more expensive than my Fender, but
okay.
that's the one that I always like grab. That's where I have my Vega trim.
That's right.
It's
How
my
do you
main.
like it? By the way.
I love it. I told you before, it's like
Yes.
because I've tried like also a lot of my friends have a lot of guitars, so I've tried a lot of tremolos, and it
Okay.
is by far the best one. It's
Oh,
just
thank you.
yeah, I know. I need to get another one for my Nash, but I'll talk
Okay.
to you later about it.
Okay.
But it's the best tremolo I have had, like by hands down though. It's fantastic.
Okay, so they're asking me if you can say, si puedes decir unas pequeñas palabras del Vegatrem en español también, porque estamos aquí hablando inglés
Ah,
todo el
claro que sí.
tiempo.
Es mi trémolo favorito. En verdad es el mejor que he probado y está en mi guitarra favorita. No puedo decir.
Nice. Nice, very well, very well. So, okay, that's pretty cool. So, tell me about what do you use for amplification? Do you use digital stuff, or a regular amp? What do you use normally?
No, so I use a Mesa Boogie Mark V, and then I bought. They came out with this like it was before COVID, so like 2019, I think. I have the head and the cap, right? But now in the head they have the cap clone built in.
Oh, got it. Yes, yes, yes.
So it's amazing. So last night's gig, I just brought my head and my board, and I go straight out of the head. So
To the
and it
front of the
sounds
house.
yeah,
Okay.
and it sounds huge because
Uh,
Mesa Boogie, it's my favorite. I have a Fender too, but Mesa Boogie is like the Cadillac of like yeah. In my humble opinion, that Mark V is a Mark V 35. It's fantastic. The
well,
tone
I mean, I don't know if that comes from John Petrucci as well, from your
there.
from your love for John Petrucci, maybe.
Yeah. He's a music guy. I think he has his own line, but like it's yeah, exactly. Joseph Petrucci influence right there. It is
Yes.
also that's what I use for recording. Like all my recordings go straight out of my head into Logic. So I don't use
Oh,
any amp simulators or anything like that on Logic or Pro Tools. I just my board into my head and then into Logic.
got it, got it. And what do you have in your pedal board in terms of effects? Reverbs, delays, things like that.
Yeah, so I use Strymon for my delay and my reverb. So I have Big Sky and Timeline, and I
Okay.
love those two pedals. You can do pretty much anything that you would want. Has so many. It's just complicated to use, right? A lot of options, but it's great. I
Uh-huh.
have the mini riot from Sir. That's my main overdrive. And I
Okay.
also have the OCD, but I removed that because it was a little bigger. So my board got smaller
Got
because
it.
it was easier to travel. Before I used to have a bigger board. At the airport, carrying that in my head, my guitar was a lot. Well, like it's great. Has that. I have the mini Timmy. I don't know if you had tried that one.
I know that pedal. I don't think I ever tried
Oh,
it.
it's fantastic. I use it a lot as a booster.
But it's kind of fat, not fat sounding
It
booster
is.
or not.
Yes. I
Okay.
also um I love Johnson, Eric Johnson.
Oh,
So like
yes.
I love like and Petrucci has it too, like their tone is more warm, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
like I love like that's usually what I always try to aim like when it with my tone to not be very bright. I don't
Got
like when the guitars too bright. Maybe that's why I don't play tellies too much, but I like it
it.
more warm. So
Yeah.
that I use for a booster. And then I have from Exotic, it's the RC ACRC. So it's like real clean and almost clean. And it's great.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I always have the RC on all the time. That's my clean, right?
Got
But
it.
it gives like more body, and then the AC is like my kind of like a mid overdrive when it's not too heavy,
Mhm.
like more like rhythm stuff. That's that.
Yeah,
And
like
then
a
I have
crunch
the
sound, things like
yeah,
that.
and then mini ego, the compressor. It's
Okay.
great. Clean is perfect. That's everything that is on my board right now.
That's cool. That's very nice. Well, I mean, some of the pedals that you just said, I've never tried, and I
Me too.
have to fix that. Have to fix that. But it's interesting. For instance, do you use the compressor on all the time, or only for the cleans?
Only for clean, yeah.
Okay, okay, got it. Because for instance, I have a compressor made by this brand from Sweden called Mad Professor.
Oh, I
Uh,
have heard of it. I haven't tried it though.
they're
Do you,
amazing.
it's amazing.
This one's called Forest Green, and
Oh wow.
that guy is always on my pedal board. I don't know.
Oh,
I
even
just
when you're playing distortion, it's always on.
always. I mean, if I'm playing super high gain distortion,
They remove it.
I turn it off. But if I'm doing anything else, either if it's cleans or overdrives or when I want to do a solo with the overdrive, I keep it on all the time because it adds this very nice fatness to my tone all the time, and
I
it's
want to
very
try it
nice.
now. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's called Forest Green. You need to try it because it's a compressor, but it almost acts like a boost
Like a boost. Oh,
sometimes.
that's what I use the Timmy. That's what I
Uh-huh.
use that for, and that's what I feel like it gives like fatness to like when you put it on. It's not only boosting the volume, but it also like I don't know makes it feel like thicker
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah, yeah. And the tone's richer. It has
It is richer.
more harmonics and things like that, and it's very very interesting. Have you ever tried this pedal that actually Eric Johnson's famous for it? The BK Butler, I think it's the name. Probably I'm butchering it, but
I
BK
haven't
But
done that one.
it's a very big one. It has a vacuum tube inside,
Uh-huh.
and that's one of the secrets of Eric
Okay.
Johnson's tone, because
I need to check that one out. I haven't tried it.
it's almost like a it's almost like a fuzz pedal.
Uh,
You put it on in front of a relatively clean tone, and
okay.
it's it's super warm. You know, it's very interesting. It's very
You
nice.
know, like how he like has his treble all the way down, almost all the way down.
Yeah.
He's very well known for that. I love that. I'm always like, I try not to be that low, but like pretty low on the treble. But I'm definitely gonna try that pedal just to see. I
It's
love
called
his tone.
BK Butler or something like that. I'll tell you later because
Yeah,
probably I'll remember later. But it's a very nice pedal, for certain things. Maybe not for everything.
exactly.
For instance, not for I don't like it for rhythm guitars, but
Yeah,
for the leads, it's like I mean,
it's pretty.
it soars. Your tone just soars. It's
Okay,
beautiful.
I'm gonna try those two now. That's
Yeah,
always so hard, right? Because like my board now is smaller, so like I
okay.
don't have a lot of pedals. I have just like delay, reverb, two overdrives, and then like the compressor. But like you always want to add more. There's one from Strymon, I forgot the name, but it has like weird sounds, right? Like
Okay.
a tremolo. I forgot the name. Have you seen it by any
I
chance?
think so, yeah, but I don't think El Capistan. No, that's not it.
No. I think it's still a I'll tell you later, but I have been wanting to put that one on my board because it has different sounds that you can use for sessions, right? But it's
Okay.
big. All the Strymon pedals are usually huge.
Yes, they
If
are.
I pulled that, then I need to get rid of like my interest. It's
Yeah,
hard with people. It's like, oh, you want all of them are
that's
huge board.
I always end up with a huge pedal board. I'm trying very hard not to. My wife always gets mad at me because of that. So,
Another pedal. It's like,
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like okay, so you always end up with this huge pedal board.
Yeah, it's fun. I used to have my board used to be a lot bigger, but it's like traveling wise, it's and a lot of people are going Helix now because you just bring that. You don't have to worry about it. I don't love Helix too much.
Uh-huh.
I still prefer to bring my board, but I
Okay.
needed it to be like travel efficient. Yeah.
But has sometime happened to you that they ask you, like for instance, they want a silent state, so you're almost obligated to use like a digital thing like a Helix or
Exactly. That's why I bought that Mesa because like I had a different Mesa. I had the uh, Express, I think it was called.
oh
But
yes, the small one.
well, it was a combo, but it was so heavy. But the
Oh,
reason why I upgraded to the Mark V was because it had the Capcom. Last night our stage was silent stage,
okay.
so there are no amps allowed. But I know it's like a two-piece instead of just having the Helix, the floor Helix. But
Uh-huh.
I think it sounds better.
Sounds better.
It
At least
sounds a
it
lot
feels
better.
better, right? I mean,
It
in
does
my
feel
opinion.
better because I
Yeah.
haven't used Helix, but it doesn't feel the same, right? And we already don't have the speaker plugged in
Yeah, that's
nor
right.
in ear, so it's like it's already not great. I would always rather use a wedge and have my amp behind me, but the reality of it is that now everything's going more digital. So at least
Yeah.
that Mesa is still helping me feel like more like a normal situation.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big
The
keep
thing
up for
with modelers, I think they can and very close to the real sound, but you have to work a lot. If tweaking, that's all right, but I don't like being tweaking all the time. It's a little more complicated. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my
Yeah.
Mesa is so easy, right?
S-
Like straight in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, they're telling me here. Thank you, Joe. Joe Alameda is telling us. I think the pedal you're referring to is the BK Butler tooth driver, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's the one that I was looking for. The tooth driver. You have to check it out. It's very nice. It's very nice for those things. Yeah, 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 yeah. So okay, it's time to say the discount code for with this discount, you guys can go to the website and get a Vega Tram for a pretty nice discount. It is very nice as always. So the discount code tonight is Tracy hashtag 41. Tracy TRACY hashtag 41. El descuento de esta noche, chicos, para la gente que habla español es Tracy hashtag o el símbolo de sostenido 41. TRACY hashtag 41. Okay, so here it is. Oh,
Come on.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about upcoming things that you have, something that you have, some plans that you can tell us. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Uh so there I think I mentioned it to you. This week was pretty big. I got two big auditions,
Okay.
and so I usually like to talk about it after it's already. I don't know if you had ever had that when you were on tour. Like, okay, you say like, "Hey, I'm playing for this person," like when you're on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, you already know because like so many things can change, right? And they
Yes. And
and
especially nowadays, right?
yeah, you never know. But there's two things I'm really excited. One is for the fall, starts in the fall, in September, and the other one is in a few weeks.
Okay.
They're both like one is like a commercial, it's a really big commercial, and the other one is a tour. So I'm very excited about it.
Nice.
still seeing, like, I'm still, we'll see. I'll share more like once. I always feel more comfortable once the things are already in
Uh-huh.
moving.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, because sometimes you can, you gotta be careful because in case something happens,
Yeah.
it's better not to talk about
Yeah,
it.
my
But
mom always says it's energy, right? Like you want to like try to remove all negativity or or whatever it is from that. So my mom is always like, "Hey, just talk about it once it's happening or when it's done."
that's right.
Still do that to this day. But this year is gonna be one of the best ones so far. A lot of great things has come to my life this year because of social media. And it's
Nice.
like, yeah. Oh, last year, like one of my endorsements came from Ernie Ball because of social media. It's crazy, like how like one video can pop to the right person and then that's it. Like
Like us, for instance, same
exactly,
thing.
you guys, like you both came actually at the same time. When I
Uh,
got the email from Ernie Ball and from you guys was in the same month.
oh,
Now,
wow.
yeah.
Look at that. That's amazing. So they're writing you from Caracas.
Oh my God,
Están
yeah.
escribiendo aquí, te has
2000,
convertido en
yeah.
un excelente guitarrista.
Oh
Ahí
my
lo tienes,
God.
sí, sí, sí.
Gracias, Roberto.
Muchas gracias, Roberto,
You
por tu
rock. I remember,
comentario.
yeah, I used to take piano lessons there, I believe. Oh my
Oh,
God. Yeah.
okay. Well, people, they're still, taking care of you and thinking about you. So that's very nice. Any other project that you maybe are you thinking about releasing your own music anytime soon?
So I that's something that I have been wanting to do. It's just been a matter of finding time. Gigs like make it harder for me to like have a lot of downtime, but I
Okay,
want to, especially when I play like a lot of progressive rock. That's what I love to hear and play the most. So like
that's
Polifia,
right.
when I was recording the other day, I'm like, I love this. I want to write music like this. So
Uh-huh.
it's definitely something I want to do. Hopefully before the year ends, I would like to at least release like one single, right? Like start putting my own music out there. That would be very
Yeah. Yeah, that would be, I mean, that would be awesome, and we're gonna be expecting that, here
fun.
at Vega Tram, we're gonna
Oh,
be
but it's
expecting
hard
that.
for you first. Like, please give me advice. You like it?
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, and of course we always, like to support our
Yeah,
artists,
totally
and we're
supportive.
happy, we're honored to have you in the Vega Tram family, and we need to support you guys and everything you guys do. It's it's something that makes us very happy, when we see our artists out there, in the world
Doing their thing. Yeah.
being successful and playing like yourself.
Thank you so much, Jose. Like, I always felt like you guys are like my little family in Spain. It's like,
That's
oh,
right.
it's
Have you ever
definitely.
been here, by the way?
I haven't, but I want to. My brother is a huge Real Madrid fan. I don't know if you're a Barca, but
No, no, no. I'm from Madrid myself, so
oh, okay, perfect. He's
yeah.
the biggest Real Madrid fan I know, and I want to go there with him so he can see them in Spain. We saw them in Colombia. We traveled from Venezuela to Colombia to see them play,
Oh,
but it
okay.
will be special for him to see them in Madrid.
It's very nice. Yeah, if you guys ever come, just tell us because we're gonna take you to beautiful places for sure.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Of course, of course. Well, thank you very much, Tracy. Again, we're gonna leave it here, and it's been a pleasure. And of course, we're here for whatever you need us for. We're gonna be helping you throughout your career,
Thank you.
and it's been a pleasure, talking to you and sharing this
Thank you.
time.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me, though.
Muchísimas gracias. Te lo voy a decir en español que me sale más
But
fácil.
you want to be.
Claro. Así es que nada, muchas gracias por estar aquí. Y nada, pues, you guys, next time we're gonna see each other in 2 weeks from now. NAM show is coming closer, so we're gonna have amazing news about around there. Are you going, by the way,
To where?
to the NAM show?
I think so. They moved it to the summer. If I'm not working, because
Okay.
if I'm available, I'll be there.
Awesome. Well, if
Are
if
you gonna
you're
be
there, yes, we're gonna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're
there?
gonna
Okay,
be
then I
there.
need to come. I need to come meet you in person.
Yes, yes, yes. No problem. Yeah. It's gonna, and that way you're gonna meet the whole team and everything. It's gonna be a blast, and we get to jam together.
Exactly. That's the best part. Nice.
Okay, that's gonna be very nice. Well, thank you very much, Tracy. It's been a pleasure.
Me too.
And
Thank you.
and for the rest of the people, see you next week. Till then, be happy, be safe, and play a lot your guitar. Bye bye.
Bye.